This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening to everyone present for today's session. So in today's session, we will continue with the purchase vouchers for the interstate supplies which we had started off in the previous session. So let's begin. Yes, so we had discussed about the interstate supplies, interstate inward supplies, which we had, where the IGST would be applicable, but not the CGST and the SGST. So accordingly, we had passed the first voucher, that is purchased 5 Logitech printers at 15,000 per number from Pillai Traders, Chennai, with GST at 18%. And we had also moved for the second one, where we had purchased 8 Dell computers at 20,000 per number from Vincent Electronics, situated in Pune, with GST at 18%. Okay. Now, I hope all of you have passed the first two entries without any issues, without any problems. So, let me show you how the invoice is generated for these. Okay. Now, from the gateway of Tally, we will move to the daybook. Press enter on the daybook. Now we will select the Vincent Electronics ledger. Press enter on Vincent Electronics entry. The entry would get reopened again. From here, press Alt P, current, enter on current, and here you get configure, preview, and print. What you have to do is first go for configure, press enter on configure. Yes. Now here, can you see that whatever statutory details for the
Ma'am, can you
invoice,
please repeat?
are you in the daybook? Okay. Please
Yes,
select
ma'am.
the daybook from the gateway of Tally and select the Vincent Electronics entry which you had passed in the last class. Press enter on that. So the entry gets reopened again in the purchase voucher. Now press Alt P, that's print option. You get current and others. So select current, press enter on current. You get three options here. We get configure, we have preview, we have print. Okay. Now we are going to select configure first. C for configure. And here, in case we want any configurations in the invoice, now a user, that is a seller, can design his own invoices. So any inputs, any additions are required in the invoice. This configuration screen is the one which is available for him. Okay, so suppose I have to activate the bill wise details. I'm just showing a small example. Show bill wise details. If I want this bill wise details to be depicted in the invoice, tax invoice, or the bill which is issued, so what do? I press enter. If I press enter, that particular feature gets activated. Okay, as yes. Press enter to activate that feature. Now to move down, don't press enter in this case. What you have to do is you have to use the navigation keys here. Yeah, the up, down, the and the left and right keys. The navigation keys to move down. Okay, and activate the required feature. Now show the rate of duty for stock items. If you press enter, it will be activated as yes. Then again I move down, show item wise GAC details, enter, yes. If I want the Hutchison summary code, enter, it will be activated as yes. Show GST analysis, enter, yes. So like this, including the printer which is attached to the system, that can also be linked over here, which I would show you. Yeah. Yes. So here we have the printer settings. So which printer is linked to your system, that can also be set up. Okay. Right. So after you make the necessary configurations, press Control A, press Control A, and you come back to the same print screen. Configure, preview, and print. Now what you can do is you can go for the preview. Before print, you can go for the preview and check how the invoice gets generated. I think I told you long back that when we go for the online shopping, right, through Snapdeal, Flipkart, Amazon, we get the invoice or the bill attached. It is like plaster to the product or the commodity which you purchase. Yes. So how is that particular invoice generated when you go for the online shopping? How is it evolved? Let's check here today. So what we'll do is the preview option, we'll press enter. Okay. And once you press enter, the invoice will open up. And here you have to click Alt Z. If you click on Alt Z, Alt plus Z, it will zoom. Yes. So this is the invoice which you would get. Yes. This is the same invoice which is generated when you have received the stock, right? So the same one which we are seeing here. This is the purchase invoice which we are seeing. We will also see the sales invoice. Okay, right? So this is how it appears. I hope all of you have got the tax invoice. Yes. So this is how you get the tax invoice screen. Have everybody have got this? So I'll repeat it finally, and after that we have to proceed to the next entry. So please make sure that when it is being put up, please listen to it carefully. Okay, so from the daybook, select the voucher of Vincent Electronics, and from here press Alt P, that is a print option which you see in the horizontal button bar. Press enter on current, then go to the preview option here in the middle and press enter, and press Alt Z to zoom. Okay, so you get the preview option here. Is that the preview of the tax invoice, or the tax invoice which is required to be generated? Okay, so this is the way you get the tax invoice screen. I hope it's clear to all of you. Now press escape key, and let's come back to the gateway of tally screen. Now we will move on for the next set of vouchers. We move on for the third entry, that is purchased 10 Vivo mobiles from Shipra Telecom, Firozabad at 17,000 per number with GST at 18%. So 10 Vivo mobiles are being purchased from Shipra Telecom, Firozabad. Okay, at 17,000 per number. So one Vivo mobile will cost 17,000 per number. Okay, so we have to pass this entry. Now Shipra Telecom is situated in Firozabad. Now Firozabad, what would you change the name of the state as? It would be Delhi. Okay, so we will take Delhi as the name of the state. So make sure you have to change the state from Karnataka to Delhi. Okay, so right, so now let's pass the entry. So we'll go to the vouchers. Okay, and here we'll give the invoice number as 006. Press enter. The date, enter. Now the party name. So the party is Shipra Telecom. So we'll go to the create option at the top in the list of ledgers. Select the create option, Shipra Telecom. Okay, right. Create the party name as Shipra Telecom. Under sundry creditors, maintain balances bill by bill as yes. Yeah, here you have to be very careful. By default, the state will be Karnataka. So you have to change the Karnataka to Delhi. Okay, so change it to Delhi. Enter. So here you can give the GST in number, as I've explained in the previous class, that it is a 15-digit PAN-based alphanumeric character, goods and service tax identification number. UIN stands for unique identification number. So you have to give the GST in. Now Shipra Telecom is situated in Delhi. So what is the state code for Delhi? That we have to check over here, right? So let's go for it. Yeah, can you see here? For Jammu and Kashmir, it's 1. For Himachal, it is 2. Punjab, 3. We have for Chandigarh, 4. For Uttarakhand, we have 5. Haryana, we have 6. And Delhi, what is the GST code? It is 7. The state code is 7. Rajasthan, it is 8. So, what you can do is you can give as 07, okay, followed by 5 alphabets, 4 numbers, 5 alphabets, 4 numbers, 1 alphabet. So this will represent the PAN number of the entity. And then the last 3 characters can be a mix of both, that is the alphabets and numbers. Okay. So this is how the 15-digit PAN based alphanumeric character is represented for every entity is being issued on registration under GST. So now press enter. It would come because, as I told you, we're not going for a real updation of the GST number. This is just for the class sake, the session sake, we are entering a GST. But this is the format how it appears. Yes, that is a fact where the first two is the state code, followed by the PAN number of the entity, and then the last 3 digits are a combination of the alphabets and numbers, which is the verification and the rectification code. So press enter and set or alter GAC details as yes. So press enter. Right. So here we have nothing to do, okay, because it has already been updated here. So registration type would be regular, not associate of other territory. In case if he is e-commerce operator, suppose, of course, if the products are being sold online by by Shipra Telecom. Now you have Meeshoes, you have Snapdeal, you have Flipkart and all, right? So in case if they're going on the online marketing of their products, then if he is an e-commerce operator, then you have to activate it as yes. Otherwise, it will be no. Okay, if he's a deemed exporter for the purchases, in case if he's going for it, then you can give it as yes. Otherwise, you can deactivate it as no. And party type, of course, he is not a deemed exporter, not an embassy or a UN body, not a special economic zone. So it will be not applicable as the party type. Here we have the GST number of Shipra Telecom. Enter, enter, accept, yes. Now we get the receipt details. So I think in the last class I had shown you how to update the receipt details, which is nothing but the GRN note details, the goods receipt note. Now from Shipra Telecom, I am purchasing the View mobiles, right? So I would receive a GRN on that basis, the goods receipt note. That details have to be updated in the receipt details screen in Tally. Yes, so I had shown you also the format. Let me go back to that. Yes, so we have the format here, right? Yes, so this is the GRN format where we have the supplier name, Shipra Telecom, we have date of supply, advice note number, the GRN number, and what is the order number. Yeah, we have placed an order for 10 Vivo mobiles, right? So the order number, delivery location, which means my place, my company's place of business, right? Cost center in case area wise or branch wise if there's a distribution, and what is the goods that have been received. Now here I'm discussing about the View mobile. So we'll have View mobiles here, and what is the price and what is the quantity that has been ordered, whether it is 10, whether it is 20, and how much quantity is being delivered, everything. Okay, so if we have received by and we have is checked by. So all these details have to be updated in the Tally software in the receipt details screen. Okay, so let's go for it. Right. So we have the receipt note number. You can enter a number, press enter, and we have the document number, dispatch through. Of course, dispatch through. Of course, see now how is he transporting the phones? Either through any motor vehicle specifically, which you have to give. So here I'll give van. Now destination. Destination means what? That is my place of business. So it is. I will give it as Bangalore. I press enter, and we have is the carrier name. Now through which transporter he is supplying the stock to me from from Delhi to here. The transporter's name I have to give. So I'll give it as Shakti Enterprises. Okay. Then, as I told, for the bill of lading, the LRRR, bill of lading, of course, if the supply is by cargo or shipment, then we quote the bill of lading document number. If it is through a lorry, then the lorry receipt, or if it is through a goods train, that is a railway receipt. Okay, so press enter, enter, and we have the motor vehicle number. So motor vehicle number we have to give of the van. So from there, since it is being transported from Delhi, here you can give up the address details of where in exactly in Delhi it would is it situated. Shipra Telecom. Purchase ledger, we have purchase. Yes, so here you have to be extra careful that since the stocks are being purchased from Shipra Telecom, which is situated in Firozabad, that is Delhi, what is the classification you would have to choose here? One of you could respond for that. If I'm going for the purchase from the other state, what is the GST classification that is selectable here?
Interstate purchase taxable.
Very good. It is interstate purchase taxable. So you have to select the same, interstate purchase taxable. Yes. Now here we are going to purchase Vivo mobiles. So press the space bar, and in the list of stock items, you have to select Vivo mobiles. Now, after making a purchase, of course, it has to be stored um, in a place that's go down. So space bar. So select the go down here. Now the quantity, of course, so how many mobiles are being purchased here? It is 10 mobiles at 17,000 per number. So 10 at 17,000 per number. Now no discount is being given by Shipra Telecom. So it is at 17,000 is the gross amount for one phone. So press enter. Yes. So now what you have to do is you have to go very carefully here. Just press two enters. One and two. Now you have to give the tax, that is IGST. So IGST. So here it is 30,600. So I hope you have got the tax amount as 30,600 for the purchase of 1,70,000, 17,000 per piece of 10 numbers of Vivo mobiles. Okay. Press enter. Now I told that I would be discussing about the e-way bill details, right? Now why is this e-way bill keeping popping up? Okay, what is the main concept of this e-way bill? See, whenever there is a transportation, or whenever there is a supply of the value of the consignment 50,000 and above, e-way bill is required to be generated and presented. So this e-way bill is a kind of a document, okay, which is usually prepared in triplicate. The original copy lies with the customer, the duplicate copy lies with the transporter, the triplicate copy lies with the consigner, nothing but the supplier. So this e-way bill, if I'm talking, how does this e-way bill look like? What is the format of the e-way bill? Let's check up the e-way bill and how does it go about. So here I've given them, there are n number of images for the e-way bill. I think one of them I would show you. Um, Let me download this. Yes. So this is how the e-way bill appears. So we have the e-way bill number, we have the e-way bill date, and uh, from which person it is being generated, and most important, from what time to what time it is valid, and what is the date of the issue of the e-way bill. So all these details would be given up, and we have part A and we have part B here. So part A gives the GST in, that is a registration number of the supplier. We have the place of dispatch from where the consignment is being dispatched. We also have the GST in of the recipient, okay, that is who is the receiver of stock and where is the place of delivery. So we have both here place of dispatch as well as the place of delivery. Then we have the document number, then the document date and the total value of the goods. Also the HSN code or the SAC code, and what is the main reason for transportation. So all these would be given. Yes. So I've just zoomed it up. Okay. Yes. And this is the way we get the e-way bill. So all this e-way bill details have to be presented here. So here if I give provide GST or e-way bill details, if I give it as yes, yeah, so here can you see that we have the e-way bill details here. So here we have to put up the e-way bill number, the date of issue of the e-way bill, from where the consignment is getting dispatched to, dispatch from, and to ship to, and we have the transportation details. So here we have to give the e-way bill. So if you yes, if you see here the e-way bill, so it is a how many digit e-way bill? It is actually 12 digit e-way bill number. So the same has to be updated here. So I'll give a sample e-way bill number here and I press enter. Now here I have the date. So date of the issue of e-way bill. So here I would give as 1st of April, and from where the consignment is being dispatched. Okay, it is being dispatched from Delhi, that's Firozabad. So I'll give it as Firozabad here. Okay, the brackets you can give it as New Delhi. Okay, press enter and ship to. Now ship to means where is the destination? Here, Bangalore, Karnataka. Right. Now press enter. Now here we have distance in kilometers traveled. Yes, so what is the total distance traveled for the supply of the consignment? That detail has to be given up here. Transporter's name. Now here I have given define a transporter, right? So that transporter name has to be given. So if you have to give the name of the transporter, you have to select as new. Okay, and press enter. And here what I'd given as Shakti Transporters, Shakti Enterprises. So give the same here. Yeah, here you have to give the transporter's ID, right? So his ID has to be given up here. Now, how is the consignment is being transported, either by road, by rail, by air, or by ship? If the consignment is being transported by road, so you have to select the mode as road. And once we select the mode as by roadways, the vehicle number will be automatically generated. So just press enter here. And vehicle type, of course, it is regular. We have to select, it is not a cargo or over dimensional cargo or the cargo shipment. We have to select R for regular based. Yes, so select the regular here. So select regular, press enter. Okay, and enter. Now you get the new reference here. So select the new reference bill. Name is Shipra Telecom. Now what is the due date? Now Shipra Telecom allows a credit term, a credit period of 20 days to pay off the bills. 20. Right. So here being Vivo Mobiles purchased on credit. Okay. Put up the narration as being Vivo Mobiles purchased on credit. So once you type the narration, you can pass the entry. Accept, yes. Now we go for the fourth one. I hope all of you have done the third one successfully. Now we will go for the fourth one, that is purchased 100 packets of Agile pens at 50 per packet and 200 notebooks at 150 per number from Sahana Enterprises, Ahmedabad. Okay, so now two stock items are being purchased. One we have is this Agile pens. Second we have is this notebooks. And from whom we have purchased? From Sahana Enterprises, Ahmedabad. So here, which is the state name we have to give here? We have to give as Gujarat as the location of the supplier. Now here, in all these cases, okay, let me discuss the first one. In the first case, location of the supplier is Chennai, place of supply is Bangalore. In the second case, location of the supplier is Pune, again place of supply is Bangalore. Third case, location of supplier is Firozabad, whereas place of supply is Bangalore. And in the fourth case, location again of the supplier is Ahmedabad and place of supply is Bangalore. Okay, so in each case, the location of the supplier varies. So let's go for the fourth entry. In this case, okay, Sahana Enterprises is situated in Ahmedabad. So let's pass the purchase voucher for this. So 007. Party from whom we are purchasing, Sahana Enterprises. So create Sahana Enterprises, create option. Under sundry creditors, bill by bill as yes. Yeah, so here don't forget to change the name of the state as Gujarat. Yes. So let's find out what is the GST code, state code for Gujarat. So for Gujarat it is 24. So 24 is the state code for Gujarat. 24 is the state code for Gujarat. So you have to put up the PAN number of Sahara Enterprises. So again, same 5 alphabets, again 4 numbers, 1 alphabet, and the last three are alphabets and numbers. Set it alter GST as yes. So registration type regular. Nothing else to change here. Accept yes. Now here in the receipt details, you have to give the receipt note number. So as I told, you can give any number. This is just for your information. Dispatch through. Now how the stationery is being dispatched. Any motor vehicle, I will give it as van again. Destination, here again Bangalore. Carrier name, the transporter's name, SRB Logistics, and the motor vehicle number. Purchase, and here again what you have to give as interstate purchase taxable. Now here space bar. Now what has been purchased from Sahana Enterprises, if we go back and check, that is 100 packets of Agile pens at 50 per packet. So we have to select the Agile pens. Go down again, choose the same go down which you had made for the intrastate supplies. Okay, so we have go down 300 packets at 50 per packet. Now no discount is being allowed by Sahana Enterprises. It is selling 100 packets at 50 per packet and 200 notebooks at 150 per notebook. So space bar again notebooks. 200 notebooks at 50 per notebook. 150 per notebook. And here you have what tax being levied here. We have IGST. So put up the IGST here. So you can choose here on account. If I'm making a spot payment, an immediate payment to Sun Enterprises towards the stationery purchase, so you can choose here on account. Yes. So narration, what you can give as being stationery purchased from Sahana Enterprises, subject to GST at 12% by cash. Okay. So being stationery purchased from Sahana Enterprises, subject to GST at 12% by cash. And this is the way we type the narration and pass the entry. So press enter, accept, yes. Now after these four entries on interstate inward supply, now we can go with a purchase voucher with a debit note. So yes, this is the one which I was talking of, that where we will record the purchase along with the returns. So we have a new concept, that is debit note. So what purpose or work does it go for the debit note? Now, whenever a purchase has been made from any of the suppliers for the business purposes, and if any damage is being rectified or is being seen, okay, or the stocks are not of superior quality, you're not satisfied with the stocks that you have been purchased, okay, there are n number of reasons. You would have booked or you would have placed an order for one kind of material, but you would have received the other one. So they're all the reasons to go for a purchase return. Now, where to record the purchase return? In which voucher? We have to use a debit note voucher to record the purchase returns. Okay. So, and the function key for a debit note is Alt F5. Okay. So, Alt F5 is the function key for a debit note. So, here I've given a small transaction that 1st of August company purchased 150 Whirlpool washing machines at 15,000 per unit from Shama Traders, Karnataka at 18% GST. So company purchased 150 Whirlpool washing machines from Shama Traders. When? On 1st of August. Now, after 4 days, 5 days of time, Shama Traders goes for a, I mean, whatever Whirlpool washing machines are being purchased from Shama Traders, our company will go for a stock verification, stock inspection. All the 150 Whirlpool washing machines. Now, what happens is, out of 150 Whirlpool washing machines purchased by the company from Shama Traders, 50 Whirlpool washing machines are damaged. probably it's not working properly, or there will be a lot of scratches, any reason it can be. So 50 Whirlpool washing machines are being returned back to Shama Traders, which was purchased on 1st of August. It will be returned by 5th of August on account of damage against the purchases made. So this, how do we record? So first of all, we have to record the purchase voucher to mark the purchase of Whirlpool washing machines from Shama Traders. Now here, if we discuss whether it is an intrastate or interstate, what kind of a supply this would be. When the company is being purchased the washing machines from Shama Traders, is it an intrastate or it is an interstate supply?
Interest.
Yes. So it is intra-state supply, right? Within the state, the purchases are being made. So we have to record the same in the tally as well. So let's go to the purchase voucher, create Shama Traders, creditors. So it is Karnataka itself. I need not change the state. 29 is a state code. 5 alphabets, 4 numbers, 1 alphabet, and then number alphabets combination. Set it all to GSTS. Here you have to give the receipt details. Dispatch through. Now, how are these washing machines being dispatched? So you can give in a tempo, destination. Now, since both are intrastate, okay, that is, Shamaril is also situated within Karnataka. So it is now in my, I mean, here, which is the place of supply? It is Bangalore. I am receiving in my place of business, so I choose as Bangalore. Carrier name. So I've given as Ratan Transporters. Bill of lading, date, and then we have the vehicle number. And here, what is the classification to be chosen? It is purchase taxable. Make sure there is not certain sudden noises here. Okay, yeah. Please do mute. Purchase taxable. Yes. Now Whirlpool washing machines are being purchased. So space bar. Now here, if I see in the list of stock items, I don't have Whirlpool washing machines. So what I have to do? I have to create
Ma'am,
it on spot. Huh.
ma'am, I didn't get the tax classification box, ma'am.
You have not got. Uh, for the rest of the entries, did you get? No.
No, ma'am. For the last one
Then you should,
also I didn't get it, ma'am.
so you should have questioned me then and there itself, right? Whether you're getting a classification or no. Okay, no harm. But press F12 configuration from the purchase voucher screen. Okay.
Okay.
And over there,
Okay.
on the right hand side, under the GST details, can you see a feature there? Allow tax rate details of GST.
Yes.
Modify tax. It is no. Make it as yes.
Modify tax details.
Hmm.
Is it, ma'am?
Huh. Modify tax rate details of GST. Activate it as yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Then Control A.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, then go back to the purchase ledger. Select the purchase account, and now you press enter. Now, are you able to get the tax classification details?
Ma'am, let me check, ma'am. Just one
Yeah.
second, ma'am. I got it, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So now choose purchase taxable in the GST classification details, and in the name of the item, now we have to create the stock item as Whirlpool washing machines. So in the list of stock items, we have the create option, create, and we have to create Whirlpool washing machines. Whirlpool washing machines comes under the group of washing machines. Now we don't have the stock group as washing machines here. We have computers, liquid fuel, mobile phones, notebooks, and all that. We don't have washing machines as a stock group. So we have to create it. Select the create option and create the stock group as washing machines on spot.
Can you repeat?
Are you in the stock item creation screen? If you're on the stock item creation screen, you have in the list of groups as create. Select the create option and create the stock group as washing machines, because the end the product is Whirlpool washing machines. So for that, what is a stock group? Just a second. Yeah, so are you in the stock item creation window? So if you're in the stock item creation window, you have to go for the stock group creation. Okay, and here you have to create washing machines as a stock group. Under primary, should the quantities of the items be added? Yes. Okay, and press enter, accept, yes. So now you can create it. Now stock category, of course, washing machines come under which stock category? It is home appliances. So choose home appliances, which you've already created on the list of categories. Okay, select home appliances, and now in the units you can choose as numbers. Since it is subject to GST at 18%, so GST applicable, set or alter GST as yes. Right. So now in the description column, what has to be given? Whirlpool is a brand. So we have to consider only the nature of the commodity, that is washing machine. Okay. And what is the HSN code for the washing machines? Let's find out. It is, yeah, here we have fully automatic household laundry type washing machines of 6 kgs with built-in so dry. So we have each of the varieties. So the what is the main chapter heading for washing machines? It is 8450. Okay, that can be chosen. 8450. Enter. Now is non-GST goods. It is no. Is non-GST goods no. And calculation type, of course, it is on value. Taxability, it is taxable. Integrated tax, of course, we have is 18% GST. Type of supply, we have goods. So let me go back and yeah, this I've left for you the GST details for the stock item. Okay, and enter. Type of supply goods. Need not give the rate of duty again. Accept, yes. Now here we have go down details. So in the go down details, of course you can select the go down here. I'm selecting go down 3. Now what is the quantity of washing machines that has been purchased? It is 150. So 150. And what is the rate per washing machines? It is 15,000 per unit. Yes. Okay. No discount is being offered. So now you have to give up the CGST and SGST. Okay. So since I've shown the e-way bill details, how do you put up? If you want, you can give up again. This is it is the same way. So you have the e-way bill number as a 12-digit number. You have the date of the e-way bill. Dispatch from specifically the place. So which place I'm purchasing from. So where is Shama Traders? Probably it is in Vijayanagar, like that. In specific area wise also can be given. Bangalore. Ship to Jayanagar, Bangalore. Distance in kilometers. Okay. Let's say 7 kilometers approximately. We just give it as 7. Transporter's name. Now who's transport? I've given as SRL Logistics, right? Transporter's ID can be given. Mode, of course, by road. Okay. So vehicle number would come automatically. Vehicle type, you have to give it as regular. Give it as new reference. Shama Traders. And what is the due date here? Shama Traders have allowed a credit period of 60 days. So you can give it as 60 days as the credit period. So being Whirlpool washing machines purchased on credit. Okay. Subject to 18% GST. So being Whirlpool washing machines purchased on credit subject to GST at 18%. Okay. So press enter to accept the narration. Yes. Accept, yes. Now, out of 150 Whirlpool washing machines, 50 Whirlpool washing machines have been returned back to Shama Traders. So how do I record the same? As I've told, we are using a debit note. To use a debit note, what is the function key? It is Alt F5. So press Alt F5 and you get the debit note. Okay. So here, now to which party are the damaged stocks returned back? It is Shama Traders. So select Shama Traders in the name of the party. Okay. And here you have to give the details of dispatch details. So when it was dispatched to you and you return back, so you have a tracking number. You can track with the current order number, whatever has been given. Okay. The carrier name or agent to whom you're dispatching back. So given as SRL Logistics, right? Who was the transporter?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I didn't get a debit note.
Press Alt F5. You will get a debit note. Of a certain laptops,
Still,
it will
I
be
didn't get
Alt.
it, ma'am.
Haha. So for certain laptops, what you have to do is you have to press Alt Fn keys there in your laptop. See, Alt Fn F5. All three together you have to press. Alt Fn
Okay.
and F5.
Yes, ma'am, I got
Very
it, ma'am. Okay,
good. Okay.
ma'am.
So now we have the bill of course, all these details are already been updated, and we can get the motor vehicle. Now, most important is the original invoice details. Now, practically, I would like to ask you one question. Whenever you make a purchase from any of the malls or any showrooms, whatever, it can be a dress material. Now, while purchasing, you don't see the dress. I mean, in a detailed way, like any small hole is there or something. You just purchase the dress material and come home.
Meaning Spandana
Please
has
do
notes.
mute yourself.
Monday's notes, even the one teacher's notes you have written. Or
Please
if
do
you
mute
have
yourself.
Monday notes, please forward it. At least that is written right.
Kirtana J, I want you to mute. I think I've made it very clear that, you know, only when there's a question to be asked, you can unmute yourself and raise. Otherwise, do mute because it would cause disturbance for the session. Yes, thank you. So here, yes, I was talking about that. Now, I know I find a small, damage in dress material. Now, would I keep it to myself? No, I would go and return it back. So once I go to the same shop to return it back, what is the first question that the shopkeeper or the seller would ask me? Madam, where is the invoices? Give me the bill. Yes. So the bill is a documentary proof that you have purchased from that particular shop, right? So the bill number has to be given here. Suppose if you have given as a bill number like this, that will give the complete details. Yeah. So here you can see here. Now, when we are passing a debit note in the ledger account, we have to choose as purchase itself. Why? Because now on the damaged stock, which is to be returned back to the supplier, can the GST be leviable? No. GST has to be subtracted from the actual GST, what was levied, okay, on the total value or the total cost of purchase. So for the same purpose, when we are passing a debit note, we have to consider the CGST and SGST also, which goes for a deduction from the purchase, whatever has been entered. So here classification, press enter, and here, what you have chosen for an intrastate inward supply, now Shama Traders was an intrastate. Purchase taxable, right? So select the same purchase taxable. And what is the stock item that is being returned back to Shama Traders? It is Whirlpool washing machines. So space bar, Whirlpool washing machines. Now, spacebar, select the go down where they're currently existing. Once you select the go down, okay, then you have the quantity. Now, what is the quantity that is being returned back? Out of 150, 50 Whirlpool washing machines are being returned back. So give it as 50. The rate would come automatically. So there is nothing to disturb it. Press enter, 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 enter. Come to the debit note screen again, and here press enter. Again one more enter, and here you have to put up the CGST and the SGST tax details. Why? Because it will subtract the CGST and the SGST tax liability for 50 pieces of Whirlpool washing machines. Fine.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, what is the original invoice number?
The original invoice number is the invoice number which you are given at the time of purchase. Now, in case here you can give the number, the original invoice number, or if you really want to cross check, cross verify, without quitting the debit note, you can go to the Alt G, go to option, and here you can check, go to the day book. Go to the day book, and can you see here you have Shama Traders that given as 008. The same thing I have given up in the original invoice details. Okay, right. So can you see at the top here we
Okay,
have
ma'am.
supplier invoice number. So without quitting from the current debit note, you can still check the party details or the invoice details. So press enter, and again you have the e-way bill details. Okay, so same thing, you could repeat it. Now here we have reasons for issuing a debit note. Now, for what purpose a debit note is being raised has been questioned here. So here, of course, it is not a sales return, it is not a post-sale discount. So we have no reasons to find it supportive. So what we do is we'll give it as not applicable because it is a purchase return, not a sales return. Here we have to give the supplier's debit note number. So you give it as 1. Date is 1st of April. Now dispatch from whom? Now from my place it is going to Shama Traders place. So I'll give it as Jainagar to which one? Vijayanagar. Again, distance in kilometers, I think I've given as 7. Transporters, of course, now it will be my transporters because from my place it is going to his place. So I'll select transport as VRL Logistics. Transporters ID by road and give up the vehicle number here. Vehicle type, it is regular. Yes. So I'll just show you the details up again. You can look up the details and you can pass the entry. Enter, enter. Yeah, this you have to very well remember that whenever we are passing a debit note, it is always against reference. Why? Against the bill only, the goods are being returned back to the supplier. Without a bill, without a documentary evidence, no stocks can be returned back. Yes. So it is always against reference. Fine. So press enter. Right. So here we have being damaged pieces of Whirlpool washing machines returned back. Now, what you're seeing, the GST portion there, that much gets deducted from the actual GST liability on account of purchases which was being recorded. Okay, yes, so the 67,000 family of CGST, SGST will be deducted or subtracted from the actual GST liability, and that's why a debit note is raised on account of purchase returns. So please pass the debit note. Yes. So after you pass the debit note, you can take a break and then we can resume the session. Yes, so let's be back after a short break. Okay, so we had passed the debit note voucher. Okay, so let's accept. Yes. So in this way, we mark the purchase returns of the goods. Okay. So what is the next entry? The next entry we go for is the next set of discussions we go for is sales. Now, so far we have discussed about the purchases, both the interstate as well as the intrastate supply. Yes, we have covered both interstate and the intrastate, and now we have to go for the sales voucher. Now, sales voucher. Now, whatever sales of the stock items are being made from the business, it's all accounted in a sales voucher. It's all recorded in a sales voucher. So what is the functional key
Excuse
for a
me.
sales voucher? Yes, ma.
No, actually, I was not able to see your screen. So, is it my
Hmm.
network issue or if everyone is not able to see?
All of you are able to view the screen, view the display.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think it should be a
Yes,
network
ma'am.
issue. So all of them are confirming that they're able to view the screen. So I think it should be a network issue, Pa, from your side, because it's from my side means of course I would get the message or an intimation here. So I think it's from your side. So you can just refresh and just check out. Probably it'll be some network issue. Okay. Right. So we are discussing about the sales voucher. So sales voucher is F8. So we started with which one? We have F4 contra, F5 payment, F6 receipt, F7 journal, F8 is sales, F9 is purchase. So, how we discussed both the intrastate and the interstate supplies, in the same way for sales too we have intrastate outward supply and interstate outward supply. Now for purchase it becomes an inward supply because the business is receiving the stock, whereas if we talk about a sale it becomes an outward supply because the stock items are moving out from the business. Okay. So it is intrastate outward supply, which means what? When within the state the sales are taking place, okay, it is intrastate outward supply. Now here we have the first one, sold 75 liters of petrol at rupees 110 per liter by cash to Aman Enterprises. Okay, so company has sold 75 liters of petrol at 110 per liter by cash to Aman. Now here, who is the customer here? It is Aman Enterprises to whom the petrol is being sold, and how and in which mode? By cash, which means what? It is subject to immediate payment. Okay, so let's record this entry here. So let's click on F8, that is sales voucher. Right, so once we click on F8, we get a sales voucher. And over here, the party now to whom the petrol is being sold, it is to Aman Enterprises. So we have to create Aman Enterprises. So go to the create option, press enter, and in the name, you have to create Aman Enterprises. Okay, so Aman Enterprises. Under which one? It's a customer, the client, it is sundry debtor. Maintain balances bill by bill as yes. Now, since it is intrastate supply, we will keep up the state as Karnataka itself, because within the state, since the sales are being taking place. So Karnataka, and here we can give the GST number. Okay, so let's give the same 29 followed by 5 alphabets, 4 numbers, an alphabet, then last 3 digits, a mix of both. Set or alter GST as yes. Nothing to update here. Enter, accept. Yeah, now if you observe in the purchase voucher, we had the receipt details, right? On the basis of GRN. In the same way, for the sales voucher, we have the delivery note details, right? So the delivery note details have to be given up here. Now how the GRN content we have, more or less in the same way, the same content, we also have the delivery note details. So how does this delivery note appear? Let us check. Yeah, so this is the way the delivery note appears. Order number we have, date of dispatch, contact numbers, what is the goods which have been delivered, actual quantity delivered, and it is stock inspection is being done, where it has been cross-checked, and goods received in good order, yes or no. This is one simple format we have got. I think we have got n number of formats here for a delivery note. Yes, we also have one of the formats here. Yes. So all these are various forms of delivery note which they appear. Okay. Yeah. So here, if you go for one of them, yeah, which has a bigger clarity. Yes. Now here, if you observe, yeah, same thing. We have the order number, date. Then we have the invoice number, the contact person, telephone number, and on the left hand side we have the address details. So what is the quantity delivered, description of the goods, and whether the goods are received in good order, the name, signature, and the date. These are the details which have to be entered even in the tally also. That's it. Yes, the delivery note details in the dispatch details screen. Can you see here? You have a delivery note number here. This number I was talking of. Delivery note number here. So that number will be put up. So you just simply put as 01. Okay. And dispatch document number as 1. Dispatch through. Now, how the petrol is being dispatched to our enterprises? In which vehicle? If you can give it as a motor uh, cycle or something. Destination. In Aman Enterprise is also situated in same state. Probably it's situated now. I am selling from Janagar. Probably we'll take it as Malleshwaram. Or I can take any area, Basant Nagar or Nagar, or any area can be taken. No issue on that. Then we have the carrier name, of course, through whom. Suppose if you are using, we are hiring any kind of a vehicle, right? That can also be used, an agent for that. Okay, so can be used for the same, for dispatching this particular stock. PVN transporters. Then we have the motor vehicle number. Okay. So here, sales, we have to create the sales ledger. So what we have to do is, in the sales ledger, in the list of ledgers, we have the create option, sales account, comes under sales, type of ledger not applicable. Cost centers are applicable as no. We don't need the cost centers here. Is GST applicable? Applicable. Set per order GST, let it be no, as I've told you when we were creating the purchase ledgers, that this should not be activated because we cannot put up the GST only for one particular stock item when we are dealing with multiple. So it has to be no. Type of supply, goods. Okay, accept, yes. So I put up the screen here for a few seconds. You can just cross check. So accept. Now here, since it is intra-state, within the state sale, what we have to choose here? Space bar. Now here, you have to choose as what? It is sales taxable. Now you have two options. Either you can choose sales taxable or you can choose sales to consumer taxable. Any of them would suffice. So here I am choosing here sales taxable. Okay. Enter. And space bar. Now what are we selling? Petrol. Now if you observe here in the list of stock items, against the respective stock items, whatever the quantity that has been purchased by the business, it has been represented there. Now if you see Agile pens, you have 110 packets. Then you see Logitech printers, we have 5 numbers. We have petrol, we have 100 liters. Like that we have view mobiles, we have 10 numbers like this. So if we take petrol here, so how many liters we have petrol? It is 100 liters of petrol. So we'll select petrol here. Okay. Now here, go down. Now in which go down we have petrol? We have in go down 1. So press enter. Now quantity we are having 75 liters of petrol. So 75 liters of petrol are being sold. Yes. So sold 75 liters of petrol at 110 per liter. Okay. 110 per liter. Now no discount is being allowed. On purchase I receive discount, whereas on sales I allow discount, right? So no discount is being allowed by the company here, by my company. So enter, enter, enter. Now here, now here we have chosen petrol, right? And what is the classification we had given? None of you would rectify it. Now I had given here sales taxable, right? Was it right? Correct?
Some petrol is not under GST, right?
None of you raised Your voice, whether I give a sales taxable or don't give a sales taxable. Yes. I was just keeping silent. Let me check like how much your alert for the sessions. Is it correct if I give sales taxable for petrol? No. So what has to be given? What did I
Not
tell petrol
applicable.
as?
Hmm.
Very, very good. It is not applicable. Because we can't even give as exempt. It doesn't fall, I think I've told n number of times, it doesn't fall within the ambit of GST. Right? It falls outside the ambit of GST. Henceforth, since it is a non-GST product, we have to give it as not applicable. No way petrol will interfere into the GST. Yes, you have to be very careful if you have to go for the GST classification. Okay. Yes, please do be alert. Wrong classification can cost you the complete entry. Okay. So now if you try to give CGST, just try it and see. Of course, you won't get the CGST and the SGST details. Why? Because you have chosen as not applicable in the GST classification screen. So henceforth, it will not arrive. Okay. So we have here end of list. So press enter. And now, what is the transaction that's been given by me here? It is a company has sold 75 liters of petrol at 110 per liter by cash to Aman Enterprises. Okay. So when we have quoted by cash to Aman Enterprises, so what is the type of reference that has to be chosen here? It has
On
to
a
be chosen
This
as,
is on account.
yeah, it is on account. So press enter on account. It directly jump on to the amount column. Enter, enter. Yes, so here we have being petrol sold to Aman Enterprises on for cash. Being petrol sold to Aman Enterprises for cash or payment received immediately. However you want, you can define it. So this is the actual way of passing the entry. So accept, yes. Okay. So it's the first sales voucher we have discussed. Now we would go for the next one. The next one is a little interesting. Sold 50 ledger books and 5 packets of agile pens to ICICI Bank. Okay. Now, stationery items have been sold to ICICI Bank. Now, ICICI Bank has already been created in the Tally software by us. We have categorized ICICI Bank as under the group of bank account because it is assumed as one of my company's bank account. I have created it. Now, in this scenario, if I talk, when the company has sold ledger books and agile pens to ICICI Bank, can we consider ICICI Bank as only a bank account? No. We have to consider ICICI Bank as a customer in the nature of a sundry debtor. But the situation here comes if I try to, add up the ICICI Bank, it will be considered as a bank account ledger. But how do I treat the same? What I have to do is I have to recreate ICICI Bank under the group of sundry debtors. So, how do I go about it? How do I treat it? Let's see. So, let me go back to the sales voucher here. And here, please be very careful when you're passing the entry. In the list of ledgers, you can go to the create option and you have to type like this: ICICI Bank. Don't give enter immediately. In the brackets, give it as customer. Because if you try to create ICICI Bank, let me show you. Can you see here? There is an error message. Name already exists. Enter a different name. Why? Because Tally is communicating to you that you've already created ICICI Bank. Why? Again, you're creating. It will not let you to create again. That's why I'm telling that here we can't constitute ICICI Bank as only a bank. It is also my customer to whom I've sold the stationeries. So what you have to do is ICICI Bank under the here as customer. Little change you have to do. Press enter, enter, and now you can categorize ICICI Bank under the group of sundry debtors. Same, maintain balances bill by bill as yes. Regular registration 29 followed by 5 alphabets, 4 numbers, 1 alphabet, and 2 numbers, 1 alphabet. Yes. Enter, 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 enter. Here, if you do the delivery note number, the same way. So we'll give it as 2 here. Now, how the stationaries are being dispatched? If you give as the auto number, like you're transporting through an auto, you book an auto and you transport the stock. However, you can give it as. Now, where is ICICI Bank situated? We'll give it as Richmond Circle. Carrier name, of course. If you've hired an auto, okay, if you take it on, a rental basis, you can give the name of that particular agent. Okay, so here I'll give it as RES Automobiles and give the auto number. Sales account, and here the stationaries are taxable at 12%, right? So here we can take up as sales taxable itself. Only for petrol you have to take as not applicable. For the rest, if they are taxable at any of the rates, you have to give it as sales taxable. And here, what is a stationery kits that has been sold? It is Agile pens. How many packets of Agile pens? 5 packets at 120 per packet. So I'll select the godown in which the Agile pens are being stored. 5 packets at 120 per packet. Next is spacebar, ledger books. 50 ledger books at 55 per book. And again, no discount has been allowed on the sales. Now here we have to give up the CGST and SGST. New reference. Now here, let's assume that the payment is being made immediately for the stationery, right? So here I've given as sold ledger books and Agile pens at 122, 55 and 120 per packet to ICICI Bank. So we'll assume the transaction has been made for immediate payments. So ICICI Bank makes the payment immediately. So we can choose as on account, okay, because it's a meager amount, 3752. Yes, so here, of course, in the narration, we'll give it as being stationery sold to ICICI Bank with and payment received immediately. Being if you want to give in the brackets, that is GST at 12% and payment received immediately. So being stationery sold to ICICI Bank and payment received immediately. So at this you can type the narration and pass the entry. Okay. So accept, yes. Okay. So like this we pass up the entries. Now if you have any doubt regarding any of the entries, you could go for it. If you're not able to get any of the features done in the last few minutes, you can just share your doubts. So as I've told you again, I would like to repeat it again. Whatever entries you have passed so far, all of them appear in the daybook. So if you go to the gateway of Tally, you have the daybook there, and whichever entries you have passed, everything will appear here. Okay, so no entry is being left out. Starting from contra until sales, if you just use your navigation keys, can you see? All the entries will appear here. So you can have a view, you can go even for the alteration where you can select any entry, and if you change the amount, change the party name, or do any kind of alterations which can be done. Okay. So daybook is the place, is the original book of entry where all the vouchers, whatever you have passed so far, would appear here. So please make sure that uh, you have your practice, whatever has been done so far, and we have a few other entries which are to be discussed in the next classes on the intrastate outward supplies, and then again for the sales voucher we will discuss about the interstate outward supplies too, with a credit note also. Okay, so that will cover on both the aspects for purchase as well as for a sales voucher. Yeah. So in case you haven't done in the last few minutes, you can just complete the entries, the first two entries if you haven't done. Okay. So I hope all of you have completed your entries. So as I told, we'll continue with the upcoming entries in the next session. Until then, keep your practice consistent. So we'll meet up in the next session. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.